This is Cynthia Whitty from the Ashland Community Gardens, and we are starting today. Actually was our first day, June 6th, 2009. Starting building the garden, building the beds, and digging up the sod along the perimeter inside the fence. And we had around 25-30 people here this morning working, and we're located at Stone Park at the old tennis courts in Stone Park in Ashland. The design is we're going to have beds on the perimeter of the tennis court along the inside grassy area there which we've dug up. And that's all, we're going to have beds out there and then beds in the middle of this on the tennis court. The tennis court will not be dug up. We're going to be placing these beds, these garden beds, all throughout the tennis court, and it'll be placed in a certain design so that there'll be space around the bed so that people can garden.
I'm Pat, and I live in Ashland. I'm very excited about this garden business.
Nice to meet you. So what does have you gardened before?
Long ago, when I had a house and a big yard, and I did garden. But now I live in a very small place, and no, I have a garden, but not much sun.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to sun. I don't care where my plot is, just I want it in the sun.
So what's your name?
My name is Leslie Giffens.
Oh, great. And have you gardened before?
Not really. I have done something when I was about 7 years old with my mom. She had a community plot in West Carrollton, Ohio. And she grew, with a fellow teacher, she grew a lot of beans. And I remember stringing the beans when I was a kid. But besides that, I haven't done a lot of gardening since then. I remember planting the seeds and doing some weeding for her, but I've not done much gardening since.
And so what does this garden mean to you?
It means a sense of community and getting to know my neighbors. I'm just really happy to be out here and creating something in Ashland that will last for a long time.
Have you gardened before?
We were just chatting about that actually. We've tried tomatoes on our deck, and when I was a kid we did a little gardening, but really this will be the first time here in Massachusetts, so
Okay.
it seems like a lot of fun.
Yeah, and what does this garden mean to you?
Well, it's a really neat opportunity for us because we don't really have space in our own yard to have a garden. We don't have enough sun, and we don't have ideal conditions, and so this is really neat to be able to grow vegetables in our own town with, and be part of the community and everything. So it's really a neat thing.
I've done a bit of gardening in the past few years. Yeah, I have a plot at my own place, and I've done some vegetable gardening. I'm also a professional landscaper, so I've done some of that sort of gardening for other people too.
And have you gardened before?
I used to when I was young, with my grandmother and my mother. Yep.
And what does this garden mean to you? Aside from a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work. I think it's fun to work with the community and get people involved in a situation like this, and I think it's a great way to meet more people in town and grow good food.
Your name?
My name's Bill.
And
Everyone calls me Bob.
we know, yes. So have you gardened before?
Yes, I have, most of my life.
Really?
Up in Maine, we always had a garden. My father was an excellent gardener. We never used fertilizer. We just had a good plot of land. Every year after year, it produced great tomatoes, squash, cucumber.
And so what does this garden mean to you?
Well, it means a group of people I've come to know and yet to know coming together in Ashland and working as a community. And I just think it has a lot of great community spirit. And I have my own garden. I'm not down here for myself, but it's fun. Getting together with people and shipping in. It's like a barn raising, except no barn. It's out on the outside. So I hope everyone's garden works out well and everyone has fun with it. Done.
Hi.
The whole thing.
Hi.
Who are you?
No, that's my question for you. And who are you?
Art.
Art. Hi, Art.
Garden.
Art in the garden. And have you done any gardening before?
No, I haven't. But I just put one in at my house, my first one. And I have a plot here too that I'm sharing with some people.
Oh, great. Great.
2 other people.
Oh.
So we're going to learn about gardening.
And what does this garden mean to you?
Well, I have 2 real interests in the garden. One is community. Like, I think it's great working with people, teaching them how to use the tools here and having them teach me about gardening. And just like getting more active and involved in the communities is very important to me. And then my second major objective is, and I hope that this grows beyond the fence here, basically becomes more of a teaching mechanism for the whole town as far as organic, healthy, nutritious food, and getting more green, learning about how to make the town more green. I'm very concerned politically about our food coming from the West Coast and from South America, and I think that it's not as nutritious as locally grown food, and I hope to see us broaden this to the whole community.